Well, welcome back, everybody. This is my aunt Zami'Ra Ra with Chapter 8, Transcending Dense Frequencies, and we are referring to Naazir Ra's book, The Access Codes to Zion, How to Live on the Frequency. This is part 2, the last part to Naazir Ra's book, and we are just going to continue on with talking about boogeyman metaphysics. I laughed when I first read this, just like it just did. I was like, boogeyman metaphysics? I mean, it's kind of funny, because we all know what the boogeyman is, and we all know what metaphysics is. So, to give you a definition of it, it would be fear-based metaphysics that steals your power. It has you thinking about the negative, even like a negative perspective. If you have the mindset of you're thinking of, oh my God, I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be eating this, I shouldn't be listening to this, I shouldn't be around these people, I don't need to be doing this. You're focused on the don'ts, the I shouldn'ts, rather than staying on the positive end of it, the silver lining of it, of what you should be doing more of, what you can be listening more to. Let's say you're having a conversation about somebody and you're like, you know what, I can't listen to the radio. You don't need to be listening to the radio because all they do is talk about this, this, and this. All they do is promote this kind of negative aspect. All they do is, help us diminish in life force. You're having a conversation with somebody talking like that, so the conversation is over, and it's like, all right, what jewels have you laid on this person? What kind of knowledge have you left on this person? What kind of feeling is left on your heart after you had a conversation with somebody, telling them what not to do, they shouldn't do this. Now, another way of going about that conversation is to be like, hey, I came across this new conscious artist. She sings, she's fly, you know what I'm saying? She got these positive, uplifting lyrics matched with this positive mindset, this positive aura. This is her SoundCloud, this is her YouTube, this is her Spotify, whatever the case is. Now at the end of the conversation, instead of focusing on that negative aspect of what shouldn't, you've placed some jewels on this person's life. Next thing you know, this person feels better after they're listening to the music. You feel better because you just blessed this person with a new artist to listen to. So boogeyman metaphysics would be focusing on, once again, that negative lower part. But we, as true gods and goddesses, true alchemists, we're focusing on the do's, the shoulds. What can I be doing more, Alrighty? So, on this journey, the real power is in your intent, which then determines truth. Once again, on this journey, the real power is your intent, which is then determines your truth. So, truth is very broad. There are many truths, okay? You got people who say, example, when I was Christian, to me it was a truth that I heard Jesus talking to me, that I felt Jesus talking to me. When I was in that state, that was a truth for me. That is a Christian truth. If you ask a Christian, have they ever felt or talked to Jesus, they say yes. Is that true? Yes, for them it is a truth. You got people, or to say, was Buddha an actual man who sat here, who was actually fat, who was actually, bald? In a certain sense, that could be true to some people. So the fact is, there's a difference between truth and actual proven facts that can be proven, through scientific study. Truth is just a philosophical term based on the perspective of the observer. There are many truths. So there's different truth. Everyone has their own truth. To me, the life I'm living, the things I do, I'm living my truth. Okay? And my intent, what is my intent by even uploading these videos? It's not to just specifically promote, this book. Just my intent is to promote it because I want to be a salesperson. No, that is not the case. When I even first read this book, I'm like, this is vital. Like, I felt it. This is vital for me. And I know if it's helping me, it's going to help millions of people if they could just hear it. If they can just hear these words, feel these words, or even if they can't pick up the book themselves, watch these video blogs and kind of see the concept that Naazir is presenting. To me, that's a beautiful thing, that it's like a jewel in its own. So by doing this, I'm doing this because I know it's going to help people. I know that even if people don't see this immediately when I post it, if it's not a few months, even like a year down the line, it's still a jewel, and it's still something that I looked on YouTube trying to find, anybody doing video blog series like this. They're not. So to me, I'm presenting a jewel to my fellow people. the different aspects of me. Okay? Get clear on your intent to live on the frequency of Zion. So if you know you have an intent of why you do everything, what you're pursuing, you know, you have strong intentions, and you know that you are backed by Nanak, okay? You are trying to stay in line, stay in your lane. This is how you're living on the frequency of Zion, because you see how everything around you is ultimately working for your rise, working for you. And when you rise, everyone around you rise. And when y'all are in that congregating energy of just elevated frequencies, it's magical what can happen, what you can do, okay? Stay focused on your intent. Why are you doing? Don't get distracted by the things in the outside world that is all around you, distracting you. Even probably watching this video, you see like an ad or something trying to promote you and do something. Those are forms of distraction. Stay focused on the reason why you even made it this far, listening to the video, to change your life, to implement different practices, okay? This is what's going to help us. And we all rise, and let me tell you, this is such a beautiful time. I mean, I'm telling you, all right? Okay? If you're introduced to a so-called truth that is not in alignment with your intent, dismiss it, because this is what true divine beings do. So let me tell you. Let me tell you about these Mormons. They are getting really, really bold lately, okay? So, I was in the driveway playing with my little god brother. Like, we were blowing bubbles. We had hula hoops. We were having a lot of fun, okay? I just have so much fun when I'm around him, period. But I know how to spot the Mormons at this point. They always ride by on the bicycles with their little suits on, their little bicycle helmet. Like, I know how to spot them now. So, usually I will try to ignore them, but they're getting bold to the point where they actually parked their little bikes and came on my driveway, actually walked up my driveway. So the whole time I see it at the corner of my eye, but I'm like, so they're trying to talk to me. I already know the same process because it's happened before and before. They don't even know that I've actually, like, in my earlier journey, actually went to one of their churches. I went to one of their churches. I was very curious. I just wanted to see. I was still trying to find. I didn't know. I knew what wasn't for me, but I wasn't sure what was. I was just testing out. I went through a lot of things. But not for me. Alright? So they're talking. I'm trying to be polite and all that. And it's really funny because Christians started like moving, doing other things. So to a point where it's like it was shifting my focus, so I had to focus on him. And when I'm focused on him, I'm not listening to them talking. And they kind of notice that I'm not really paying attention to them, slowly start backing off. So Christian walks in the door. He goes back in the house. I'm like, all right, well, he's ready to go back in. I need to go tend to him. And they see me about to walk off. They're like, but wait, we just want to share with you this beautiful, thing that God, this beautiful message that God has blessed us with. Do you have some time that maybe we can come back and share this message with you? It was almost like one of those commercials where they're like, and you can have this too. Do you want it? And I'm just looking at them like, in my head, I'm thinking, are you serious? I'm trying to walk away and everything. I'm thinking the first that they would see, my Ankh. They would see my Eye of Heru. Where'd it go? They would see my Eye of Heru. They would see my tattoos and be like, let me not even try to approach this girl because she don't even look like she. But they just kept on trying. And I didn't want to be rude about it. So I just looked at them, I smiled, and I was like, yeah, so I'll see you around. And I just left them standing there. For me, that is not a truth. That is an alignment with divine order. That's aligned with my truth. Because what they teach is, I acknowledge that there are other religions, but this is the way, this is the truth, this is the light. And when you really I even have a Book of Mormon. When you even study what it is they believe in, from this level that I'm looking at it, I'm like, are you for serious right now? So that's just something I had to dismiss right now. I did it in a polite way. So that's not gonna, I don't feel any kind of way about that. But they are getting very bold, alright? So next, take the leap. We are all here to test our power to the fullest, reaching out to the highest we can. But if you never jump, you will never fly. Oh, Jewel! If you never jump, you will never fly. If you never dip your foot in the water, then dip the other foot in the water and just submerge yourself in this glory. You'll never feel the passion of it. It doesn't matter how much you listen to people talk about it. It doesn't matter how many books you read, how many testimonials that you read. If you never step in and experience it for yourself, it'll just be like some other story that you read. This path especially is a path that you need to experience, and especially if you're trying to grow and ascend to unmeasurable heights. Even in the sense, if it's in a business you're trying to create, if you never put those ideas out on paper and start putting down the necessary resources and time and energy into making this a reality, you will never fly. You will never jump. You will never fly. It'll always be in your mind. And also understanding that this is a collective unconscious. So if you have the thought, you aren't the first and possibly the last that could have the thought. So next thing you know, you have this great business idea that you never decided to push the pedal to the metal on. And then a few months down the line, you see someone doing the exact same thing, and you say, wow, I had the idea. Well, you never pushed the pedal to the metal. You never got your feet wet. So that thought popped in somebody else's mind, So take the leap, jump, you know what I'm saying? So, closing out, this is the closing paragraph of Naazir's book. And this is the end, and I'm kind of sad to end it, but I'm really excited, alrighty? He says, as I bring this book to a close, I challenge you to be courageous in thinking in new ways and learning new things. Do not be afraid to embark on new and exciting journey in consciousness. As we experience this great awakening on the planet, we will revel in the beauty of our earthly experiences, knowing that in truth we created it all. To you, power, Naazir Ra. So that's how he ended it. And this book, I'm telling you, just reading it, like, as I read it, and then I wrote, and I represented to you all, these concepts, just because I'm the messenger, it does not, dismiss me from the message. I am learning as well myself every day. Like, I like to teach, but I am also a student myself. And just having this opportunity for you guys to listen to me all the way to the end, and possibly take the necessary steps, and for me to be in a position where I can help you put your life on a whole nother trajectory, the feeling is just miraculous. Like, I feel the power, I feel great, I'm in my cipher, sending this healing energy to you all, and I just want to thank you so much. Stay tuned, because I will be back with more to come. Bye, guys.